Everyone thinks that they have discipline until they face the final boss of discipline, which is lust. And in this video, I want to explain to you why lust is probably the biggest reason why you haven't achieved your dream life yet. If you have a desired place inside of your own head to make it big, become successful at a young age, and you haven't yet gotten that reality, you haven't yet become successful, you haven't yet hit your first 10K month and gotten your dream life, one of the biggest reasons for that is because you don't know how to control yourself. This might trigger you, but I wish someone would have told me this when I was younger. When I was 16, 17, 18, 19, even 20, like in my early 20s, Because back then I was stuck, I was failing with making money online for multiple years, and I didn't know why. Now I've achieved my dream life. I have set myself up financially for the rest of my life in my early 20s. My income has just been going up and up and up over the last couple of months. All of this came down to me learning how to control my own mind. Back in the day, I didn't know how to do this. I see a shit ton of people, beginners, people that reach out to me, maybe you're watching this video right now, that cannot control their own mind, and that is why they're broke. That's why they're stuck. That's why they can't hit their goal regardless of them working super, super hard. So I want to break down and share with you my story of how I overcame lust specifically, and how I control my own mind to be able to actually achieve my dream life in my early 20s. And all this comes down to you first of all understanding that most people don't even talk about this. Like no one warned me. No one warned me when I was younger and I was facing lust and like falling into that like negative spiral, Basically my story is like when I was younger, I thought I was super, super disciplined, because I was working out super, super hard. I was a professional swimmer, so I would work out like 3 to 4 hours every single day, go to the gym, swim, laps in the pool back and forth. I was very disciplined by like objectively looking at it, And you probably feel the same way. You're probably disciplined. You're probably like waking up early in the morning, hitting your workouts. Like you have the basic stuff in place, But then lust is a completely different animal. It's a completely different beast to master. Because what happened to me is like I was disciplined. I was working pretty hard. I was starting to make money online when I was like 18, 19, left my hometown. And then lust was like a brand new thing. I thought it was like natural to just like want to go out and see more women and like just go and do like dating and things like that, like people around me, the people I was hanging out with, which is another problem because I was probably hanging around the wrong people, to be honest. But it was just like normal to just be doing that. And no one warned me about like the downside of it. To be honest, I didn't really spiral out of control too bad, but I know a lot of people that did, and it's kind of ruined their life to a certain extent. So what happens to a lot of people is they fall into lust, they're not even aware of it. Unconsciously, they're chasing women and they're like seeking validation from women, getting dopamine from women and from dating and sleeping around. And then they end up in their late 20s, in their 30s, unsuccessful, never fulfilling their true potential because of something that was like right in front of them. Something that was right there that they could have just fixed very simply. I'm gonna explain to you how to do it and how I fixed it for myself. They don't fix that, and then they end up broke, miserable, and just living a sad experience. I see this so many times, and it's so sad because like people that I know close to me that could have achieved way more, they don't do that because of lust. They don't know how to control their own urges. They don't know how to act not like an animal, and because of that they say unsuccessful, they stay stuck and they don't achieve the dream life. And I was close to ending up there, so I want to explain to you like what actually happened and like how I fixed this. Because what happened to me is like I was starting to see women, starting to like let myself go a bit, having a bit of fun, because I was making my first 10K month pretty quickly in high ticket sales, which is the business model that I do. Then I was like, I can just have more fun. It doesn't really matter. I can just like see more women. This is fun. I'm getting dopamine from it. I wasn't even aware of this stuff. It was just like kind of happening, And then all of a sudden I started learning less about sales. I started like not growing as much in my skill set and my mission, and my income didn't drop massively, but I started not growing as much as I could be. My potential, I wasn't tapping into my full potential anymore, And this was purely because I was getting dopamine, cheap dopamine from sleeping around and seeing women and like doing that kind of stuff, I didn't go crazy by any means, but I definitely, this like obsessiveness that at least I have, and a lot of young guys that want to make it big, maybe you're watching this right now, you have this like obsessive personality where you go all in when you do something. Instead of having that towards sales, it started falling over towards like dating and women and that kind of stuff instead. And that's a dangerous trap. Again, I didn't fall into this too bad. I caught myself very, very early and I was able to fix it. And I'm gonna share with you how I actually fixed this, to get out of this, because this could have gone way, way worse. And like I said, I could have ended up in a position where literally like I could have ruined my life. A lot of people do that. They end up in like relationships with with women, or like dramas, or get kids at an early age, or it's like chaos, that comes from acting on lust. At the end of the day, someone who's acting on lust is someone who's acting on their emotions. A man who acts on how they feel in the moment is, in my opinion, a very weak person. Meaning that a couple of years ago, I was a very weak person. If you can't control your thoughts, it doesn't even have to be just lust. It can be if you feel scared, if you feel nervous, and you're always acting based on how you feel in the moment, you are weak, and you need to fix that. The most successful people in the world, people like Elon Musk, why do they see more success than everyone else? Simply because they are able to feel more nerves, risk, uncertainty, but keep moving towards a goal that makes logical sense to them, even when everyone around them, even all their emotions are telling them not to do it. It's about emotional control, emotional intelligence. If you learn to control your emotions, control your urges, you become so much more powerful, and you can achieve literally everything you want in your life. My income the last couple of months, like I said before, it's been going up and up and up, and I'm making more money right now than I know what to do with. Set myself up financially for the rest of my life. This comes down to because I just learned, I'm not working harder right now, I just learned to control my thoughts. So I'm working better, I'm working smarter right now. So now I'm going to speak to how to actually do it. It comes down to two different things. Number one, meditation. Meditation is all about learning to distance yourself from your thoughts. If you can learn to feel something, have a thought come up in your own head, but not act upon that, then that's getting you a big step closer towards your dream reality. Okay, so meditation, all it is, you can start doing it right now. Literally, like after watching this video, take out a timer, 10 minutes, sit down, and just close your eyes. Observe your thoughts. What's coming up in your head? In the beginning, it's going to be a shit of different things that's going to come up in your own head. So you just learn to observe these thoughts, not act upon them. That's how you start meditating. You realize, you observe what's coming up in your head. Okay, I feel this way. I feel angry. I feel nervous. I feel anxious. I feel lustful right now. And you just observe it. You can even write it down. That's step number one, becoming aware of how you're feeling in the moment. Most guys never even get to this point. Most people just go for their life. Okay, I feel lustful right now. I'm gonna go out and go on a dating app or go somewhere and like see a woman, Or I feel scared right now, so I'm just gonna change this business model and do this whole other thing right now. That's how most people act. Step number one is becoming aware of how you're feeling in the moment. You start catching yourself when you feel these different emotions. That's step number one. Step number two is that when you're in these moments of, let's say you have a lustful thought come up for yourself. You wanna, go on dating apps and like start sleeping around with women, or you wanna, you're scared of, can I actually make it? You start doubting your ability to actually become successful, When you're in that moment, you observe that. You notice that you're feeling it. Write it down, or you just pick up on the fact that, like, I have this thought in my head, I have these emotions right now. Then what you do is you ask yourself, what would the version of myself that I want to become do in this moment? Very, very simple, okay? This is exactly what I did to help me fix everything, is combining meditation with asking myself, what would the version of me that's wealthy, that's a good father, that's a good husband, that's a good leader for a family, what would they do in this moment? And it became obvious. Obviously, someone who's a good leader, someone who's a good husband and a father in a family, they wouldn't be acting on lust. That's what a weak man would do. So when I started asking myself this, it became so obvious on what I need to do. And then combining that with actually being aware of my thoughts and looking at this and thinking this way in every single decision. Because at the end of the day, identity is the strongest driver of human behavior. Who you identify as is how you're going to act in accordance with. If you identify in every single one of these decisions, when you feel lust or fear or whatever it is, as the version of yourself that you want to become, that is going to compound. Those small decisions are going to compound and actually create that reality for yourself. So all you need to do is start meditating, start becoming aware. Make that a key practice in your everyday life, to actually sit down, become aware of how you're feeling in the moment and noticing your thoughts, write them down. And then combine that with asking yourself, when you feel these strong urges, what would a version of myself that's achieved X, Y, and Z, whatever your dream life is. Get clear on where you're going. How much money do you actually want to be making? And who do you want to be in the future? Do you want to be a father? Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to be a business owner? Whatever you want to do. What would that version of yourself do in this exact moment right now? And act in accordance with that. And this is going to change your life. This is exactly how I fixed and overcame lust and being just stuck in my head and not being able to control my own thoughts and emotions, to now get to a point where I'll be able to really create mental stillness, freedom for myself, and build my dream life. Allow myself to travel, have my income go up every single month, All this is come down to just conquering your own mind and fixing how you think. And when you do this, you will separate yourself from everyone else, meaning that you will also get results and a level of income that most people do never get to. Hopefully this makes sense. If you want to get advice from me or just ask me some questions, you can DM me on Instagram. Always happy to help you out over there. If you want to learn the business model that I do, which is high ticket sales, get mentored by me, you can apply by booking a call down below the video and see if you qualify for my mentorship. And that's it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Ciao.